Good morning, folks. This is another favorite place of mine. Oh, sorry. I'm Rain Gutierrez. This is Lessons and Love, my channel where I get to share the lessons and ideas that have made my life so much happier, so much more just full. Full is a good word. Um, Today I want to talk to you about something a little bit more heavy, but first, this is Ivansack Park. And it's very, very small. Very small. It's basically a plot of land with a deck that overlooks the river. And it's just a really nice spot. I like it a lot. Okay, so first things first. Remember, people, that we are having an experience. When people call this a matrix, that is very, very accurate. We are asleep in heaven along with eternal consciousness, source, God. Take your pick. So realize that the idea of this video is not to put you in fear. It's just to put you in awareness to move forward. Because the more aware we can be, the easier we can move into that love space. Oh, I have a hat on. Oh my gosh. I know I look so retarded in it. So I'm going to see if I can show you really fast. Just because it's a Minnie Mouse hat. I got to show you. Okay, hold on. Let me spin. Can you see? I hope you can see. Okay. I hope I showed you anyway. I know that most of you can see. Okay, so realize we're having an experience. We are actually asleep in heaven because, and if you have trouble believing that, think about this. When you perceived yourself to be in a dream, sorry about that video. Okay, when you're in a dream, you perceive yourself to be having a dream. Can you taste? Can you feel? I mean, how many times have you woke up, and you look at the partner next to you and you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, I just cheated on my spouse or my partner or whatever. Dreams feel really real, so why would this be any different? So when people call it a matrix, it is pretty spot on. So I want to bring awareness to our animals and find the most gentle way to say this, because believe me, there is no judgment. I have no judgment for anybody. A little bit of background, in case you didn't know, I naturally went vegetarian this past September. My body I looked at it and just, oh no, I can't do that. And it wasn't a conscious effort. Like I said, my body just did it. It just did it all by itself. So no judgment on anybody else. I mean, the night before I went vegetarian, I had 2 drumsticks, baked chicken from Rayleigh's is yummy. 2 drumsticks, a chicken thigh. I finished the chicken thigh in the morning with breakfast, and a big old fat salad. And I was keto. I was, keto borderline carnivore. The next day, I was thinking about what to have for breakfast, and I made some keto pizza with cauliflower, with chaffles. I used chaffles. And there was like 3 pieces of pepperoni in there, and I remember looking at it going, I don't want the pepperoni. I ate it anyway. But inside, physically, I felt a little nauseous. Inside, I felt really bad emotionally. So my body did it on its own. So no judgment to anybody out there who is a complete full-blown meat eater, or even hunters. Okay, we are all where we are, where we're supposed to be in our evolution. But I want to bring a new perspective. Well, it's not new. I've heard several people say it. And I'm thinking, this is my truth as well. So I want to share. So now let's go into something a little bit more involved. So for you truthers out there, or the Ascension people, we know that the Draco have been in control of our planet. We also know that they have been using our children for food. Okay, we know this. And we also know that our children have been kept in horrible conditions. They've been used to harvest adrenochrome, which is a horrible, horrible process. Now, realize that we are all extensions of the Creator. And there is duality. For the extreme beauty, you have to have the extreme ugly, and so on and so forth. So realize, to the Draco, we're just food. We're just food. And there are laws that they have to abide by. So we have the free will law that's actually the only law from what I can tell. It's free will. God gave us free will. And since we're all extensions of God, we all have to abide by free will. And for those of us who don't abide by it, there are consequences out there, kind of like breaking a law. So they have to get us to agree to it. And that's how come the CCP was giving over their babies and people, and the Clintons were, harvesting children, Mother Teresa. I mean, the line just goes down, 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 down. I mean, it was global. The situation going on right now is not American. It's not political. It is a global issue with the Draco and how they've been getting their comidas, let's just say. Now, when people sit there and go, oh my gosh, it's horrible, children are in cages and they're being harvested for food and they're being tortured, and this is true. It's all true. But now let's flip this. If that's horrible and what they're doing to us and our people is horrible, let's flip it. What are we doing to our cattle? How do we treat them for dairy purposes? How do we treat them for consumption purposes? Chickens, out of everything that we do to animals to make this massive amount of food. And by the way, folks, have someone muscle test or have someone look into it divinely. There are not 7.5, almost 8 billion people on the planet. There are not. It's actually almost half of that. We don't need the massive amounts of food that they say we do. We don't. And anybody who worked in a grocery store, you know how much of that food goes to waste. We don't need that much. So let's go back to production. The most horrible thing that I saw that actually hurt my heart and made me cry for days is the way chickens are treated. They cut off the beaks of chickens because the chickens basically go crazy in the little box that they're in. And then sometimes chickens will be living on top of a dead chicken. I mean, it's horrific. And what they do to cattle is, it's no better. It really is no better. Now, there's a whole plan behind that. They have to keep us in fear, have to keep us in anger, because anger and fear are basically their lower level food. And I love the way JCK said it. She said that their luge is like their dumpster diving. So when they live off of our energy, it's like living off a Taco Bell. She didn't say Taco Bell, I did. She said dumpster diving. When they're eating humans, and preferably alive, by the way, that's like eating filet mignon, asparagus with cream sauce. It's just top of the top. And our people, the lower level, the cabal is like the lowest level of what these people are and who they are. And they've all agreed. They've all agreed to participate in this and give up our people so that they can have money or fame or wealth or whatever it is. Now remember, again, no real judgment, because the third density is about self. It's about ego. It's about moving through the process. I have past life memories, right? I have past life memories of being somebody who resembles the witch in Once Upon a Time. Like, I look similar, I was controlling people, I was doing horrible things, just all because I wanted the power and the glory and the this and the that. And I remember I have memories of that life. So I can't judge anybody else. I can't. I cannot. And in all honesty, I can't judge a Draco, can't judge a cabal. I just know that I want to be done with them. And because I want to be done with them, and several million other people want to be done with them, and Mother Earth wants to be done with them, we get to move forward as a whole. And they've been keeping us here. But I digress. Okay, so moving forward. realize how we treat our animals is not very different than how the Draco has been treating us. It really isn't. Animals have personality. They have ascension qualities. They are beautiful creatures, and when you're spending time with a pet or an animal, you can feel the connection, just like when you spend time with a child. So I'm not saying you should go vegetarian. I'm not. I'm saying that we should send a message to the industry. And here is I really want to offer a couple of ideas on how we can feel better about this or fix it or change it. So my first one is, if you're a commercial meat eater, which most of us are, it's less expensive, it's readily available, it is what it is. How about if when you go out buying your meats, after you're done taking your picks, go over to the humanely raised section, the grass-fed section, and switch one packaging out, just one packaging. That'll help support the farmers who are taking care of these humanely raised animals, and also sends a message to the commercial industry that, I want less of this. My second idea is to just don't eat meat for one day. Just don't do it. You can live on a salad and grilled cheese and, bean burritos for one day. I like raw vegetables, although I have a preference for cooked, and cooked takes more effort, so I've been eating too much processed food, but that's my personal issue, and we won't go into that. So just, pick one day where you don't eat meat. Just to send a message, not that you need to go vegetarian. Although I will tell you the reason why my body went vegetarian is simply because my energy, my vibration raised. That was all. I didn't make the effort. I've been working on my meditations and really catching my thoughts. And the other thing I want to tell you is realize how many of our thoughts are just unconscious. Because even though my cats are on a raw food diet, okay? My daughter's father and my daughter are both huge meat eaters. So I'm always still cooking their food. And if I don't think about it, it's fine. But if I start thinking about what I'm touching or what I'm doing, I actually will physically get nauseous. So think about that. And then the other day I was sitting there going, ooh, let's go to Chili's. They've got ribs. And then I realized, oh my God, what are you thinking? Like, that would make me so sick. And just thinking about it a little bit further, I did get sick. My mouth started salivating, and it was not a pleasant experience. So my point is, we've got a lot of unconscious thoughts that we just keep cycling in. And that's a whole nother video. But Joe Dispenza talks about it, Abraham Hicks. I mean, you could just go down the line of current teachers, past teachers, a lot of unconscious thoughts that we really need to get a handle on. So that is my video about meat and commercially raised animals, and a little bit more perspective on the Draco and ourselves. They really aren't that different. And to be honest, what veal is, right? Veal is the baby. And so you've got this mom who has a baby, and again, animals are sentient beings. They love their babies too. And you take their baby away and you make them into food. What's the difference, people? Really, what is the difference? My cousin the other day, I don't know, he had an egg. And it was a fertilized egg from what I was told. It's a fertilized egg. The baby actually is growing inside of it. And then he cooked it up and said it's a delicacy. And I believe that because there was an old movie I saw long, like early 80s called The 13 Faces of Death. And they're showing, I didn't watch it. I couldn't. Even back then, I couldn't watch it. Even then, I was in horror movies and I couldn't watch it. But they're showing a monkey that had, the top of its head removed while it was still alive. It was in a vice, and people were thinking it was like a delicacy. We do it too, people. We do it too. And why do we think we're better? Why do they think they're better? Just something to think about. We're moving to a place of love. We're moving to a fourth density where it's service to others, then service to self, and community-oriented living. Love and care and kindness. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And here is Ivan Sack Park, the view from Ivan Sack Park in Reno, Nevada. Love it, love it, love it. I love you all. Even those of you I don't know. And even those of you that I know that I don't especially like, I still love you all. Enjoy today. Remember to stay in gratitude. Well, it's love, appreciation, gratitude. There's your hierarchy. When you're in love, appreciation, and gratitude, you can't feel anger, depression, sadness, hatred. You can't. You can't be there. I love you all. See you next time. Thank you for watching.